And so in attendance on the computer, I have Dawn, and I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Dawn.
That's okay. Don't bother.
Okay. Stu Sackeld, Cindy Oram, Kevin Sabo, and Tony Mukaroni. And in person at the meeting, we have Shelley Boileau and Hazel Campbell Parks. And as well, council members, we have Rosella Peterman, Deputy Mayor Rosella Peterman, Councillor Darren Pearson, Mayor Penny Schatz, and Public Works Foreman Murray Alroyd, and myself, Teresa Fuller, CAO. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Regular meeting of council, I call to order Thursday, July 8th at 6 p.m. A blended meeting, small room at the community hall and Zoom access. All participants are informed that this meeting is recorded and the attendees have been listed verbally. Okay. There is no public hearing, additions, and then agenda approval.
I have none, Madam Chair.
Right, thank you. The minutes of the June 17th regular meeting of council.
I would just like to point out a couple clerical changes. Under the minutes, section 4, the minutes of the June 17th was actually changed to June 3rd. And then the motion is changed to accept the minutes of June 3rd as well.
All right.
And then just some numbering changes. 8.6 was incorrectly listed as 8.6 should have been 7.6. And
Right, yeah.
Committee and staff reports, instead of being 9.1 and 9.2, were changed to 8.1 and 8.2.
Right. Okay. All right, with those changes, can I have someone accept the,
I'll do that.
Darren, all in favor? Here, I guess I just have to look that way. Good. Okay, we do not have any delegations. Bylaws, the 784-2018 Council Code of Conduct bylaw.
Municipal elections are scheduled to take place in October. Council has requested a review of the Council Code of Conduct bylaw. The MGA requires that municipalities offer orientation training to each council member within 90 days after taking the oath of office. Within the Code of Conduct bylaw, council can include provisions about taking council orientation. Excuse me. Bylaw 784-2018, section 13.1 references orientation and other training attendance. And so there are some options to revise that section, including in this draft. And the yellow highlighted section is the current wording of the bylaw, and the gray section are the options to change the wording. So just wondering if council was wanting to change the wording to any of those other options, or if they wanted to have it remain as it is currently.
Anybody have any thoughts?
You know,
I would like to see attendance at additional training sessions. I don't know if I should say that they can be excused. I think discretionary is a bit much, but somehow could it be worded strongly encouraged or something like that? Because I do know that people who work maybe can't do training sessions during the day.
Yeah, for sure. So are you saying that you would like to have 4.3 considered? Or sorry, 14.3, every member must attend the orientation training offered by the municipality within 90 days after the member takes the oath of office. Attendance at additional training sessions throughout the council term is discretionary or optional.
Something like that, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be good to make sure that, the member must take the orientation.
Mm. Well, I just know how much I've benefited from
Yeah.
all the additional training. And
Absolutely.
Right.
I know it's not always possible for everybody to attend all that. But on the other hand, I think it's something that should be seriously considered by every council member.
Totally agree. You agree, Darren?
I do, but if your business is tough.
I know it is. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm saying
Yeah.
to make it mandatory is too hard.
It's too
Yeah.
hard.
Even if you work for somebody else, it might be hard to
Yeah,
have that
exactly.
all the time.
So-
Yeah, I don't mind discretionary there.
So currently, the first section is must attend orientation training within 90 days. Do you want it like the initial orientation training as a must, or do you want to have options for that?
I think orientation training should be a must.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you preferring then 14.3
Mhm.
and then just change the last word, and what would you like it changed to?
That's where it's a little bit tricky. Is discretionary, or can we put in there strongly encouraged or something like that? Strongly suggested?
You could put whatever you prefer.
Well, I would put in strongly suggested.
Yes.
Strongly suggested.
Strongly suggested and encouraged.
Okay, so I'll read it back. Every member must attend orientation training offered by the municipality within 90 days after the member takes the oath of office. Attendance at additional training sessions throughout the council term is strongly suggested.
Sounds good to me.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can council provide a motion to approve the addition of the provision?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Okay, and so for the record, the motion would be Deputy Mayor Rosella Peterman moved that the additional alternate provision would be added at 14.3. Every member must attend the orientation training offered by the municipality within 90 days after the member takes the oath of office. Attendance at the additional training sessions throughout the council term is strongly suggested. So this motion will be added, and the change will be added to this bylaw, and it will be brought back to council for approval.
Thank you. All right. Okay, under new and unfinished business, number 7.1, the Bashaw Retreat Center, do you need a business development application?
Item 7.1, the direct control business development permit application for the family rehab facility. The Bashaw Retreat Center is zoned as direct control. Land use bylaw 780/2018, section 12.14, subsection 2. The development authority in the direct control district shall be the council. The location of the Bashaw Retreat Center is 5340 51st A Street, Bashaw. With this application, council will need to direct CAO Town of Bashaw Development Authority by motion regarding this application. Council approved conditions and uses as listed in the attached document, Direct Control Zoning Request for Decision, dated April 6, 2017. Since 2017, there have been various individuals that have rented the facility for functions, leased the space to reside for various lengths of time, and Musqueam has rented the facility for retreats as mentioned by the owners. The Bashaw Retreat Center owners have put forth an application on behalf of a leasing. And so included in the documentation is their application, and there's just a brief summary of the details from the application. It's a family rehab facility, works with young people and their families, overcoming addictions, depression. The leasing information provided via attached letter. The formal name is Musqueam Family Residential Treatment Center. Application for funding has been submitted. Request for financial support from the province, 37-bed facility in Bashaw. Letter addressed to the Premier, and final paragraph references Minister of Health and Associate Minister of Addictions. The definition that meets the bylaw, descriptions of the activities, and the number of people served appears to be residential care facility, which means a private or publicly funded seniors lodge, nursing home, extended or congregate care facility. The funding letter calls the program Musqueam Family Residential Treatment Center. The Bashaw Retreat Center currently does have approval from council for independent seniors living, which is a form of congregate care facility as per the definition of residential care facility. There has never been the volume of seniors residing at the facility as originally anticipated. The residential care facility is only listed in the institutional and public uses zoning. Included for reference, 12.14 direct control zoning, page 104 of the land use bylaw, and 12.4 low density residential, page 76, permitted and discretionary uses for surrounding residential area in proximity to the retreat center. Council needs to consider the following. Do you have enough information to make a decision? Is the independent seniors living use the same or comparable to a treatment center where addictions may be treated? Once a decision has been made by council in a direct control district, it is not subject to appeal by the Subdivision and Development Appeal Board. The appeal is limited to whether the Development Authority followed the direction of council, and if the Subdivision and Development Appeal Board finds that the Development Authority did not follow the directions, it may, in accordance with the directions, substitute its decision for the Development Authority's decision. Section 685 4B from the MGU. Council is to ensure they are satisfied that they have enough information to make a decision. Discussion and options. The proposed use residential care facility is similar in nature to what has historically been approved by council. The owners of the Bashaw Retreat Center are requesting the following: approval to proceed with the family retreat facility if when the funding is approved, a letter of support from the Bashaw Town Council in support of the facility, and I have also listed the applicable legislation. Community engagement consideration. If council would like community engagement to transpire, they would be advised to have the applicant facilitate the process. Administration would not have complete information to support a community engagement. Recommended possible actions, the options: approve the application by motion with or without conditions, deny the application by motion, request more information from the applicant. Direction must be by council motion. In order to obtain more information, you can request a report with details, request a community engagement with follow-up report detailing the concerns and means to address concerns discussed. Other ideas as per council request. The council can request the municipality conduct polls and public meetings to understand community views on a particular project. Community forums and focus groups are held to enable direct participation with the public through two-way dialogue. Town hall meetings can be held for open discussion of relevant issues. Conditions examples: the building must meet all Alberta Safety Codes requirements, and the applicant must provide confirmation of such. Without additional information, administration is limited to recommendations for conditions. So I'm not sure if you want me to go through the supporting documentation or not, but
You need a permit and all that?
Yeah.
I've read it,
Yeah, I've read
pretty
it
much
all.
straightforward.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah, okay, that part's okay then?
Yeah, I don't think we need to look it up.
Okay. Okay, so discussion,
Well, my opinion, it's a treatment center. And that's usually never a good thing. My opinion. Lot properties, there's a historically little decrease around treatment centers. So, right now with the information I have, I'm not in favor.
My thoughts are that a treatment center does not belong in such close proximity to a residential area. If you look at any other community, treatment centers are always well outside of residential areas. With that in mind, I would like to make a motion to deny the business development permit, BD, no, is this the number up here?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's BD 2021-08, and it's for the family rehab facility located at the direct control zone at 5340 51A Street in Bashaw.
Okay, so if you can repeat the motion to deny.
The business development permit application.
Okay, business development permit application 2021-08 family rehab facility.
In the direct control zone at 5340. Am I speaking too fast?
DC zone 53
40, 51A Street.
Street.
Yes.
And is that the full motion?
I believe so.
Okay, so to repeat the motion, motion to deny the business development application BD 2021-08 family rehab facility in the direct control zone located at 5340 51st A Street, Bashaw, Alberta. Is the motion correct?
That's right.
is there any more discussion before I call? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Thank you.
It's enough.
Okay. The Bashaw Community Hall Board, May 2021 financial statements.
Sorry, just taking
Yeah,
a
no,
moment to
did you
report
know-
a departure.
Yes, did you note?
We have Hazel Campbell Brooks departed at 6:19 p.m. Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Okay, so 7.2, Bashaw Community Hall Board financial statements. Does anybody have any comments or
Getting a little low.
it's a little low?
Haven't been any activities, I guess.
Well, that's right.
Well, hopefully that will change soon. eh?
Oh, absolutely.
Right, so may I have someone accept it as information?
I'll do that.
Darren, all in favor? Carried. The Town of Bashaw balance variance report.
Bet you're so excited to see this in here.
It's awesome.
Are you missing them?
Yeah.
double checking here. It looks like, if I'm correct, it looks like Don Ricciaroni has departed from the meeting.
Did you know that?
6:21 or 6:20. Okay. Madam Chair, would you like me to proceed?
Please.
Okay. Our balance variance report ending June 30th, 2021. Overall, things are looking quite positive. On the first page there, I underlined and made a comment about our provincial conditional grant. So you can see we've got some extra cash going on there at 494%.
That's always good.
Yeah, let's spend it.
So that includes actually the municipal, the MSP, which is one of the grants we received last year, the most funding, and the MSI operating. So I apologize, the MSP is a little, it's municipal sustainability or something like that. And the most was the funding to kind of help offset some of the revenue shortages and COVID impacts from last year. And then our usual municipal sustainability initiative, the operating component is in there. And so most of the revenue related areas are pretty much in alignment. Well, the in-town fire revenue is very difficult to predict, so that one is sitting at 325%. So we projected we would earn about $3,500, but right now we're looking at about $11,377.50.
Okay.
So, and then our shop, we have a little bit of an increase in there, but again, it's areas that we weren't sure where we would want additional revenue on.
Right.
In the water section there, water supply and distribution, we have the other revenue. And you know what, I am not entirely certain. I think that might be the non-potable water. Might be in that code.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not sure if we would have included it in sale of water with the bills. And then we have the sale of water bulk, which is the potable water. And then potentially the other revenue may be the non-potable, just to keep them separate.
Right.
Okay, and like most of the revenue areas are really in alignment, other than when you look at the recreation revenues, of course. There's, we're basically going to be covering the first part of the arena season through our the most dollars from last year. It's a grant.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and overall, when you look at how much we budgeted to collect, we have $1,986,237. So far, we've collected $1,816,000. So we're at about 91%. It looks like Dr. Tony has departed the meeting. Sorry,
That's okay. You need to note it.
not entirely sure exact of his time, but I guess we noticed it at 6:20. In general, our different departments, the council and other legislative, for half of the year, expenses wise, we're sitting at about 47%. So again, we're sitting right in about the middle of the year. Same thing with general administration and other, 56%. I think we went over a little bit on administrative course fees because what we did is we arranged for some video webinars to be accessible. It's just kind of a whole suite package.
Yeah.
And then we also renewed a membership for a human resources repository of information. So so, and that pushed us over just a smidge. And then when you go to firefighting and preventative services, we just got the town fire truck. So we had budgeted $2,000. And so some of the repairs to it that were necessary, we're sitting at $2,771.43. So it's up a little bit there, but overall, when you look at the department, we're at about 30%. Was there any questions so far? I know I've put through 4 pages so far.
That's
Okay.
good.
And again, many of our areas were sitting pretty good. Bylaws at 23% overall. The shop 64%. And again, things kind of go up and down a little bit by department. Sometimes it's really hard to predict freight, postage, and phone. Or as mentioned with salaries, it may be a little high in this area, but it may be significantly lower in other areas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Road, streets, walks, and lighting. No lighting, right,
No
Marie?
Not yet.
No more lighting, no lighting. Overall, we're sitting pretty good. I know there's some funny numbers here on the chainsaw. We
Yeah.
are at
I'm assuming you bought a new one.
We are at 305% there. So, you know, we budgeted $150 and we spent $400. Oh, I think we did buy a new one, didn't we?
Not a chainsaw?
Maybe it was put in the wrong code or
Was it something
something.
else?
I might have to check that one, hey?
Had some repairs done on
Wow.
I'll have to double check. Maybe this didn't get coded correctly. My
them. Could
apologies.
be the repairs.
Goodness.
Yeah, if you budget for what, was it $798 or what?
Yeah, and so also kind of the same thing going on when we go to the ball door generator where we expected $50 and so far it's at $230. So
Yeah.
don't let our high percentages frighten you.
Well, they do.
So then we look overall at that department and we're at 42%. So
Yeah.
across the board, we're pretty good there.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And the airport, we're at 74%. And again, the bulk of the costs with the airport are insurance, you know, and
It just seems like.
I'm told it's actually being used quite a bit, but what happens is there's people that they practice, so they fly in,
touch
touch
those.
down, and then go up again.
Okay.
So therefore, they're not being recorded in the book. So, because I had Yvonne come in and kind of tell me about some of their acquaintances, they're doing basically touchdowns in the
Okay.
area and stuff,
That's
so,
cool.
yeah. Storm sewer and drainage, we're at 44% there. Water supply distribution system, we're a little higher on the travel and subsistence. So we had one staff take some water operator training. So again, with some of the expenses, we had kind of geared this budget to be taking a lot of stuff like online versus in person.
Yeah.
And this course was actually still in person, so, you know, there was still hotel and travel costs. But overall, in that department, we're at 47%.
Yeah, that's doing good.
Sanitary sewage service and treatment, we're at 43%, and everything seems to be in alignment there. Garbage collection and disposal, we're at 38. And again, we're sitting quite comfortably there. The recycling section here, the toxic roundup. We basically council decided we were going to do that every second year. So last year we didn't do it. This year we did. There was a couple changes to the program where they're not rebating as much as what they typically used to, plus the processing costs of the product have went up. So needless to say, we had anticipated roughly about $3,000 and it was actually $4,266.15. So that's what put that code up.
I have a question on
So
that.
then it, oh, boy.
So if
Sure.
we're, didn't do it every year, now doing it every second year, was the quantity of stuff collected far greater?
Do you think, Murray? I think it's
Probably
comparable,
somewhat more.
but not exorbitantly.
Not
Okay.
huge.
Yeah.
I probably added quite a bit because I took a bunch of my own stuff.
Oh, so we should send the bill to you.
So then in 2 years, you better budget 4,500.
Well, that's where we're kind of, dare I say, the grant we haven't heard whether we're going to get any type of rebate.
Yeah.
You know, it may be, if we're lucky, it may be $800. It's probably looking more like it's gonna be $400. And so the grant application itself, we're kind of administratively at the point of, dare I say, why bother? Because
Yeah.
the time and energy it takes to complete the application is just sometimes not.
Yeah.
But the other option could be to, well, here's a couple of things that come into play. We don't just receive town household hazardous waste. We're receiving items from out in the county as well. So I guess initially you think we should maybe offset the costs through the utility bills and put in a recycling charge to offset this every second year cost. But then it doesn't seem to be fair that the town of Bashaw residents would shoulder the complete cost when we're also serving county residents. So, and I don't know how it works if Bashaw residents take their recycling to West Drive, like landfill to their household hazardous waste area, if there's any additional charges there or not. I don't know for sure. But they have that as an option on an ongoing basis, that it may be user pay related too.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a struggle, like I know it's important to support recycling, but do you wanna have additional tax costs because of recycling?
My thoughts are that we do want to offer recycling because you don't want that stuff sitting around in people's sheds, yards, garages, wherever forever.
For sure.
But if next recycle time,
Yep.
if you find that the cost is still higher, going higher, and you know you have county residents, maybe it's time to have a chat with the county.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they contribute a little something to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you have a fee. I mean,
Yeah.
if I have 6, 8 cans, it wouldn't upset me if I had to give $10.
Sure.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a phone call, so I'm not.
Okay. $634. Espoilo. Okay. On to the next page. Our contributions and stuff are all paid out. The cemeteries, we are really over in the cemetery insurance. We were expecting it to be only $2, but it was $7.80.
Oh my
Sorry about
goodness.
that. Jeez. But overall, the department is at 15%.
Right.
Tourism wise, we're at 55%. Subdivision and land, again, like our expenses there, we basically budgeted bang on that. The rented buildings, we're at 33%. Recreation facilities and programs, the repairs and maintenance at the arena, we're at 206%. So, and I'd have to double check too, because actually I'm expecting that maybe the shingles project was included in here already, so that's why it's reflecting higher. And so the shingles were covered through the MSP grant as well. Right. And that department overall is sitting at 58%. Parks, we're at about 59%. The community center, We've changed one code there, calling it cultural facility repairs and maintenance. We have included the Happy Gang Center, the roofs, or sorry, the windows that were done. We covered that through the federal gas tax funding and got 5 windows done in that building. So instead of creating additional separate code, we've kind of lumped it into there. Happy Gang Center, we don't typically have a ton of repairs down there, so it's just sort of on occasion, right?
Yeah, that's probably a good way to do it, include it.
Yeah, we just don't wanna have too many codes.
No.
Well, there's lots already, but, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the hall in general is sitting at about 78%. Like, it would be handier to have, there's times where the amount for the electricity and the gas there is not been great, but I'm kind of thinking that like the natural gas might need to be reviewed a little bit. We're hoping that it'll become a little more in alignment. You know, it should have actually reduced quite a bit. You know, there wasn't a lot of use, but you know, I'm still not sold that our system in here is working to its optimal aim rate.
It never shuts down anymore, so it's running
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't have access to schedule it.
okay.
Okay.
It's being used.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we can follow up with Nordic Managing Systems. They're pretty good where we just have to give them a call and say, hey, we're not happy with this or whatever.
Can I just, Mary, when you said you don't have access to scheduling, what did you mean by that?
On their computer system,
Oh, okay.
there's a calendar like for the arena, we can do it there. They haven't set it up for you for some reason.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh,
They have somebody here, then they should be operating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need to run air conditioning when nobody's in there.
yeah,
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 sure.
we had Elks last night, that ran the whole time we were here.
Well, and then it probably goes back a little bit to that static IP issue that we continuously have, right?
Yeah, it was that, getting the main hall was an issue with that one shutting down. Went off cycle, it wouldn't restart.
Right.
I don't know if they've got that sorted out yet.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, that's good. Thanks, Mary. Yeah.
And the museum, we're at 85% for the year, and the school requisitions and CAWA, we're sitting at 51%. And so overall, our expenses and capital, we're at a net revenue still of 801,000 above what our expenses are. And to date, we haven't, like, we've just been receiving some billings for the engineering specific to the lagoon project. So it's kind of looking like we're just going to get that as one large bill when they're finished. I'm not sure, I haven't heard anything from Chad or,
Yeah, I'm assuming they're gonna bill for the work that's done out there,
okay,
and the sludge removal later will be a separate one.
okay,
They never really said to me what it's gonna be.
okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Well, it looks like we're in pretty decent shape.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that.
Madam Chair, if I can request a motion to accept or approve the
I'll do that.
Thank you, Darren. All in favor? Carried. Okay, and the town of Bashaw monthly statements.
goes up a little, then goes down a little.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes. So if anybody doesn't have any questions, can I have someone accept it for information, please?
I'll accept it.
Thank you, Rosella. All in favor? Good. Okay. Now, capital budget.
more or less a summary of what we've approved to date. And then I touched base with Murray about some of our needs specific to equipment. And so he had recommended this cold shot at CST-2, which I understand it's for helping to repair lines while when the valve isn't functional. And then replacing the mower. I'm not sure which mower it was again.
Woods ditch.
Okay, the woods ditch mower and rough cut, gotcha. To a new unit to support cutting in ditches and slopes, and both items are anticipated to be covered through the capital reserves, reserve roads, streets, and equipment.
Okay,
And I believe we have 26,000 in that reserve remaining to date.
okay. Does anybody have any questions for Murray or Teresa?
No.
Oops, yeah. So, can I have a motion to accept this as information, please?
I'll do that.
Darren, all in favor? Carried. Good.
Yes, if I can correct your motion request, Madam
Oh.
Chair,
I'm sorry.
it would be to approve. As if you were in agreement to approve the additional expenditures. If you accept it as information, we don't have permission to spend the money.
Oh, well, we'll just leave it as that then.
It looks pretty good sitting in the bank account.
We could save some money that way. Well, or I'm told maybe not so much, where the mower is like dropping pieces as
Oh,
it's going down the road.
Oh.
So.
you really think you need a new one?
And you're almost as long as me.
Listen, I'll make sure I don't drive behind the mower.
Yeah.
Pull up your clothes.
Yeah.
Is that the one that has there's one we have that has the half barrel weight on it or something?
It's a garbage barrel, man.
And so is that kind of like a counterbalance? No?
It's just there to put junk in.
Oh,
No.
practical, okay.
That's pretty ingenious, I'd say.
Such a logical explanation.
Practical.
Spare parts that fall off.
Yeah, she just picks them up and puts them back in. Okay, so we need a motion to approve.
I'll make that.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Oh dear. Okay. Committee and staff reports. Mayor Shantz, on June the 18th, I attended the Cameras and Area Lodge Authority meeting, and they're moving right along. Glad that some of the protocols for COVID is coming to an end. In Bashaw Meadows at that time of the meeting, there were 7 units that were empty. There's also not concerned, but just they want to have it straight on the books that Bethany owns our Bashaw Meadows. And there appears to be a few papers missing that are not critical, but would be good to have. So there is no one in the office that was there at the time that the process was complete. So they are trying to go back into the records, but there doesn't appear to be some notes about some of that. So they're definitely looking looking into it and,
I'm
and if,
surprised they haven't been in touch with me.
Yeah.
Cause like I know we have a file, but I don't know off the top of my head,
okay.
like what all is.
I sort of suggested that, you know,
Okay.
there might be something at the town, so unless since then they maybe found some papers, but, we'll see.
Okay.
Like I said, it's not critical, it's just that it's sort of, you know, housekeeping and they want to get it.
Yeah.
How it should be. And then, and I can never remember, do I report for the Bashaw Bus Society?
Good question. I don't know that do we actually have them as a?
Because we give them money, but
Right,
Don't think we ever.
I don't think that we have them on our roster for,
okay.
but I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank because I don't
Yeah.
have my
Well, and
listing.
they have a meeting like
Okay,
once whenever it's necessary, which is
Yeah.
about twice a year maybe. But, I mean, it's-
Never ordered anything on it.
No, they're very, very appreciative of the money and, I mean, they're doing fine,
okay.
so that's good news. And I went to the parade.
And that was on June 19th.
Thank you.
Wednesday was the bus
Clyde,
society.
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, the
Sorry.
Bus Society was, June the 21st.
Thank you.
Yes, went to the parade and didn't throw any candy, and there's some disappointed children because they obviously didn't get the memo that there would be no candy.
Oh, they had no candy bags.
Well-
Other than that, I don't know where they did that though.
Yeah,
I did see kids with candy bags,
Yes.
but I'm thinking maybe kids from out of town might not have known, eh?
Oh, right,
And they came with their shopping bags for candy.
Yeah.
oh shucks.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. It was a good way to do it. And that's what I did.
Okay, we did the parade on June 19th as well. Got to see lots of the town that we hadn't seen before because they really spread it out.
No kidding.
And then my husband and I had the pleasure of having lunch with Mayor Schatz and her husband after, so that was nice.
And the village
Mhm.
of Clyde provided
Gift certificates.
gift certificates
Okay,
to be used at local businesses.
oh nice.
And like they usually do that catered lunch.
Yeah.
And in place of that, they gave out gift certificates.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. And I have one more once you have that written down.
Okay.
On June 22nd, I have the youth center. They're heading into summer program with drop-in and virtual on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 10 to 2. They're very concerned still about all those younger children who haven't had their vaccinations, of course. And they're planning a fundraiser for October 30th is the date that they said at this point, a dance and a live band maybe at the community center. And that was it for me.
Nice.
And seeing Councillor McDonald is away with notice. Councillor Pearson.
Yeah, no new meetings in the last 2 weeks.
That's probably a good thing for you.
Yeah. was.
Alrighty. So we'll move on to Murray, performance report.
We're doing the best we can in parks with the staff we have. Step workers from BDSS have taken on the cemetery. And they're helping out now with some other work in town, maybe watering the flowers. Just started that today. Automatic transfer switch at the reservoir was fixed. Failed the second time now, so they're trying to get warranty on the repair.
Really?
And dust control was completed, and I had some spray patching completed to fix the problem on 56th Avenue and 52nd Street. The company was coming through the area finally, so I get to do some work. The Dune project, they're finished everything except the sludge removal, and they're expecting September or October for that.
So what do they do with the sludge after they remove it?
They're gonna land inject it.
Oh,
into
okay.
farmland,
Okay,
And then basically waiting for crops to come off.
And then
Okay.
the approval takes 2 or 3 months to sell from environments. And for emergency management, it's a wait and see situation. Hopefully it looks favorable for a better summer. And our equipment, the tires were ordered for the grader and they just came in today. It's a big bulge on the one front tire.
Good timing, eh?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you very much, Murray. And CAO report.
Action items from June 17th. When I generated my report, I wasn't sure if the retreat center was going to be on regular agenda or not, so this, basically the retreat center application was on the regular agenda. The municipal library, a letter reflecting the approved motions has been generated and forwarded to the library representatives outstanding from prior meetings. Town signing authority is complete. Polyag water bill request in process of legal review. Land occupation request agreement and letter has been generated. Both have been forwarded to the Boldex. Community water invoicing, the consumption information is anticipated to be provided, and this is still outstanding. Residential land online sales, most of the information is ready to go. Just to add the pictures, still just to finish up. The regional flush truck agreement is outstanding. RCMP support letters received from Fairview, Village of Standard, and County of 40 Mile, number 8. Administration update, research items, municipal accountability review progress, staff meeting, updates to water meter reading process, capital budget, changes in staffing, and follow-up on various items. Meetings, June 22nd, there was a staff meeting, and worked on daily development permits, street festival inquiry, research for legal related requirements, arrangements for a new wastewater disposal agreement, various phone calls, inquiries regarding the upcoming vacant public works position, performance appraisal, council meeting preparation, and various walking inquiries. And then the second page of my report is, I thought I would just kind of do an ongoing summary of the motions and the areas that were addressed for the municipal accountability review. And so this is kind of the first section where in the general area, repair of roads, public places, and public works. This was just kind of a discussion area so we can follow up with additional policies. Meeting procedures, there is a requirement to formalize decisions through resolution or bylaw. And so just as an example, the reporting they would like to have reporting of the motions. So this was just one example of council providing motion by direction to administration by motion.
Right.
So, and bylaw procedures, they had mentioned about bylaw 795/2020, which was the special policing tax, which originally we rescinded by motion. So then this also provides the motion where we passed the readings for the bylaw to rescind the bylaw. So it's not correct to rescind a bylaw by motion, a bylaw needs to be rescinded by bylaw. Got that?
Got
it.
confused.
Barely, but. I got it.
Yeah, so it requires 4 motions and a document instead of just one sentence.
Yeah, that cuts back on red tape.
We're all about cutting back red tape. So, and finance, the 3-year operating and 5-year capital plans. So, council had approved the 3-year operating plan at the previous council meeting. So we've got the date of the meeting, the motion, and the motion made. And just as a reminder, when this document was shared with council, so then I can just continue to track the additional corrections through, and then they're ready to share with municipal affairs as a full report.
Good. accept committee and staff reports, please.
I'll do that.
Thank you, Darren. All in favor? So everyone read the correspondence.
Yeah, let's see, are we actually supposed to adopt this, like, voted by council, or seconded by council, or really?
If you want to pass a motion or resolution in support of rail safety, I can put it back in the package closer to September if you want. I
If
think
we
we should
did,
still do the best meat, what was it, the best meat processor, that motion?
Yeah.
That was a popular motion.
That's the one.
if we did pass that motion, would that go back to CN or is that just something on our books then?
Well, what we would basically do is pass it, in time proximity to September 20th.
Don't
right?
go in front of a
And
train.
then do up a poster or have an event.
Um. I think it's more work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just need to accept it as information.
I'm for that part.
Sure.
Okay, so then there was the AUMA retrofitting community buildings. Information, Alberta Municipal Affairs, the accountability program report. Okay, Canada Summer Jobs. Able to offer town of Anoka, additional funding requests for rural municipalities. And the town of Viking, discontinuation of living skills wages for small urban centers. And that was it. So may I have someone accept the correspondence?
I will do that.
Thank you.
Madam Chair. That's the first time I ever said that.
That's the first time I've ever said that. My goodness. Could you put that in the minutes?
It's being recorded.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. There you
You're
go.
on record.
Very good. Okay, so now we will proceed to our closed meeting of council.
Do you need a motion for that?
I do.
Yeah,
We need,
You can't do it, Rob's not here. He always does it.
oh, that's right. He always does the motion.
Oh, we should save these items for Rob then? Thanks, Marie.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very much.
Marie.
I just wanted to walk real quick.
Yeah, you go ahead, Darren. We can wait for you. You're an integral part of our.
Especially when there's only two of us left.
That's
There's
right.
Three of us.
Yeah.
Just kind of Teresa.
Oh, and our boys are gone. Cindy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And hope to touch base sometime with you. Have a visit. Thank you for joining us.
Stop by and see you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.